This is student. Say hello, student. Student, like many students, can feel overwhelmed by the amount of reading they are asked to do at university. But let me tell you a little secret. You don't have to read every word of every reading in your course. In many units, you will find there are three kinds of readings. Prescribed readings are those that you must read and understand thoroughly. Recommended readings are those that you should read, at least generally. Additional readings are those that you could read if you have time. The more reading you do on a subject, the better. But many students find they just can't get through everything. Read the ones that are most important first. There are some specific reading strategies that can help you get through your reading at university. The first is skimming. This is where you flick through a reading and only look at the headings and subheadings, the words that are emphasized, and the graphs or pictures. If your reading doesn't have any headings or subheadings, you can read the whole first paragraph, the first sentence of every other paragraph, and then the whole of the last paragraph. You will often be able to pick up the main points of a reading just by doing this. Skimming is a great strategy to start with for every reading you have to do. For prescribed and recommended readings, it gives you an overview of the whole reading and a context for the detail in the reading. It is also a good strategy for additional readings you don't have time to read all the way through. Just skim those readings. Another handy reading strategy is scanning. This is what you do when you need to find a particular piece of information in a reading. The trick is not to read every word, but to just run your eyes back and forth over the page to find the keywords you want. Sometimes those keywords are actual facts or figures, a date or a formula, or the name of a particular theory. Other times, you may be looking for the transition words, linking words, which indicate the information that is following in a reading. For example, if you are looking for the factors that influence a situation, you may look for words and phrases such as one factor, another influence, or a final cause at the beginning of sentences. These clues tell you that a piece of information you want is following. Scanning is useful when you are looking for the answers for tutorial questions or particular information for an assignment. Perhaps the most important reading strategy is detailed reading. This strategy helps you gain an in-depth understanding of the concepts in a reading and how these relate to one another. Detailed reading involves two main behaviors: active reading and critical thinking. To concentrate on what you are reading, don't just read. Your mind tends to wander off, and you will find you have read a page and have no idea what you have just read. It is best to be active as you read. Highlight or underline the key points in the reading. Rewrite those points in your own words or draw diagrams to represent the ideas in the reading. To think critically as you read means to constantly ask questions about the content. How does it relate to other things I have read? Does this author present a different point of view from the other authors? How relevant is this to my assignment question? Questioning as you read helps you connect the information you are reading to what you already know. It also helps to keep your mind on track. Detailed reading helps you gain a thorough understanding of the subject you are studying. So to sum up, there are different types of readings that you are required to do at university. Prescribed readings are a must-do activity. They are central to your unit. Recommended readings are those you should do if you want to do well. Additional readings are those you could do if you have time. For prescribed and recommended readings, you should skim first, and then read in detail, being both active and critical as you read. For additional readings, at least skim to get the main ideas. So, don't feel you have to read everything you are assigned. It's great if you can, but if you can't, choose the readings that are most important and use the strategies that best suit your needs.
My name is Caroline Hughes, and I'm the Early Literacy Librarian for the Denver Public Library. So summertime is this fabulous time when kids have lots of extra time on their hands, and it's a great time to explore all sorts of reading interests and opportunities. Summertime is traditionally when children step away from reading and lose a lot of their reading and language skills. Don't make it a requirement where they have to do it if they don't feel like doing it. Find a time when maybe after bath, before bed are great times for kind of slowing down naturally. Maybe in the car ride, maybe you're running errands, take books with you. These are times where they can enjoy reading. So maybe it's only for 10 minutes, maybe it's sitting down with them and reading every other page in a chapter book. Even as they get older, they're never too old for that, because really what motivates them is time with you. So comic books are really hot right now. There's a huge selection of them. Building reading motivation in general, even if it's not a literary classic, is still a great way to help your child stay engaged. Singing is another great way that builds language. So I know it's really tempting in long car rides to get out the video games, but that's a great time to sing songs or to play games that really build their receptive and expressive language. So asking them a question that's not yes or no, or playing I Spy. Books that have children in them that look like them or look like members of their family are really important for kids too. There are a lot of books now that are specifically geared to really young readers that are nonfiction books. So you can see there's only one sentence on this page, but there's really good vocabulary building in nonfiction books. So finding books that kids are interested in is a large part of motivating them to read. The #1 predictor of lifelong reading is seeing their parents reading and enjoying reading. So don't feel guilty about getting out summer reads or summer magazines.